excited to chat with you all tonight about fat loss as we age and some more things as we age. So that's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. Thanks for joining me. I am so excited to chat with you. If you're joining me live, let me know, one, your name, tell me that, and please also let me know your age and where you're jumping in from. And I'd love to know your age, especially because I'm 48 years old, and I love to know when I'm reaching other people around my same age. Now, it doesn't mean if you're 30 or 70, you can't join me, you can join me. But because I'm 48, I want to know specifically who I'm talking to and what your age is. So share with me if you're open to it. And I'm on Instagram and Facebook right now. So if you, especially on Instagram, because it's all like screen names like OOX, Sage X, and SD Spine and Sport. Hello. Let me know your name so I see who I'm talking to. Hi, Cheryl from Boston. Hi, Renee, 46. Ronnie, see, I say my age and I seem to attract that all of a sudden. Hi, ladies. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Kathy, 53. Anita, 47. Whoa, I love it. So many of you close in mine. Letitia, hey. And hi, Gentle. See, it's so funny. Watching Instagram and Facebook, the names are clear on Facebook and Instagram is all hidden behind funny screen names. So hi, everyone. Awesome. So tonight, I am going to be sharing about fat loss, specifically as we age. And this topic is really important to me right now especially because I showed this yesterday on social media. Did you guys see this? What? I'm so excited. You guys, this is a cover that I'm on. It's me that is hitting stands next month. I'm excited. And I want to share that I'm 48 years old and that happened. 48. So I know a little bit about this, and that's what I want to share with you tonight. And I'm going to give you some actual tips that you can walk away from. Are you excited about that? Are you excited about that? Okay. So those of you that don't know me, by the way, my name is Natalie Jill, and I kill fat for a living. Now, for years, that was the fat on our bodies, and that's still something I can help with. I'm definitely good at helping with that. But the more important type of fat I kill is something that I call false assumed truths. And that's the FAT, that's the important one that's in our way. It's those beliefs that we hold that keep us in our comfort zone and keep us from thriving. And I want you to be able to thrive. So that's the type of fat that I kill first. And I'm going to be addressing all that tonight. So thanks for joining me. So the first question I have for you, because I've got some notes of what I want to share. The first question I have, and if you could just type your answer, that would be super helped out to me. But I'd love to know, when is the first time you started noticing that aging was making things harder? Like, what age were you when you noticed that? Let me know that, if that's a thing for you. Like, I'll share while you're answering that for me, it was in my early 40s. I'm 48 now, but it was in my early 40s. I remember noticing my appearance changing, where somebody was doing my hair and I caught her and my glimpse in the mirror, and I noticed, oh, my skin looks very different than hers, or I've got more lines than her, or the brown spots. I started noticing that physically, and then how I felt, I started noticing that shift about 3 years ago. So at 45 is when I noticed it. And I'm wondering from you, when did you start feeling it? So a lot of you, 40, 41, 45, 40. So that's about that time. So like early 40s, yeah. And so, oh, Suzanne, she didn't start noticing until 62. That's amazing. So a lot of us start around 30. Awesome, Karen. Okay, got it. 25. So thanks for sharing that. So this is what's interesting, and I want you to try on. I mentioned I kill false assumed truths, is whenever I ask women this question, I seem to get that similar answer, that it's about the early 40s. And so there's a heavy validation around things changing in those early 40s. And we start thinking like we're too old and it's too late around that time, right? And if you don't personally feel that, you probably know friends, or you've seen it on media where that's a concept that comes up, right? Like where it's just, we're too old and we're too late. In fact, as ailments come up, like things with your skin or your health, we'll continually hear from doctors or friends, oh, that's right, it's because we're a certain age, right? That's something that comes up. And what I want to share, before I get into teaching what I want to share tonight on these different topics, is that that's an example, by the way, of a false assumed truth. That as a society, as lots of doctors, as media, as our friends are all telling us that, oh my gosh, our 40s suck, or 50s suck, or we hear that message and we start believing that, and then we start taking actions based on that belief. Do you follow me so far? So when we hear something, when we hear it's all downhill at this certain age, or things get harder at this age, or injuries are too difficult at this age, as we hear that, we start to believe it and we take different actions around that. And that's something that I want to help shift with you. So tonight, what I want to share with you is I want to talk specifically about fat loss as we age and what goes into it, because there's really 3 areas that are really important to look at with this. There's 3, and if you want to picture a triangle in a way, picture a triangle, there's 3 points on that triangle. All 3 points have to be addressed in order to maintain, if not improve, fat loss as we age. Now, why am I specifically talking about fat loss as we age? I'll tell you. 1, confidence. When we don't feel good about our bodies, that shows up in a lot of areas of our life, right? If we're not feeling confident about ourselves, if we're constantly going back to a comparison mode or how it used to be, it affects our confidence, and that's a big deal. Because with lack of confidence comes lack of happiness in life, right? We don't connect with others, we don't thrive in our relationships, we don't thrive in our jobs or our business when we're not feeling confident. So that's a big reason to address fat loss. A second big reason to address fat loss is health issues, all health issues. Higher fat on our bodies, as we know, unwanted excess fat, creates a higher risk for different diseases. So everything gets more challenging when we've got more weight on our bodies. Okay, following me? So, and as just being an age that we are creates a higher risk for different things. So we want to minimize risk the best we can, and we do that through maintaining a healthy body weight. So that's really important too. So confidence is one, the way that we look, the way that we feel around that, and then obviously our health. And then the other thing that a lot of people don't talk about with fat loss, but when we're not healthy and we're carrying this excess weight and our insulin is not working the way that it should, and we've got things going on, we also lose focus and our energy, and that we don't have that mental clarity, right? So sometimes we look back and we say, gosh, when I was younger, I had more energy, or I had more focus, or it was easier for me to have clarity. And what we're saying is when we're younger, but what I want you to challenge it to look at is that energy, that focus, that clarity, all of that can be tied to a healthy diet and maintaining a healthy body weight. So it's very, very important. So those 3 things, it's not just about how you look, it's about how you're gonna thrive and how you're gonna feel. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? Is there anything I left out there? And you can let me know if you did. But to me, fat loss is important, especially as we age, for confidence, for our overall health, lower risk of disease, makes healing easier on things, and then also for energy, focus, and clarity. So they're all very, very important. So even though that may be more important when we're younger because we think of it as the way we look, it's really, it's a whole rounded thing. And I love that you just said help your immune system. Absolutely. Help with recovery, immune system, all of those things. Okay, so what happens? What shifts as we age? Is it our hormones? Is it our metabolism? Here's what I want to share. We can find research to support any and all of it. I can say, yes, your metabolism slows down, or yes, your hormones create issues. I can share all of that with you. However, here is the bigger thing. The bigger component is what you believe is possible. Now, I say that because it's when we believe something is possible or it's not possible, we tend to take actions to support that. Okay, you following me? So whatever you believe, it's not that it's woo-woo and I just believe this and it's gonna happen, but whatever you believe, you will take actions to support and walk towards that. That is a fact. It happens in every area of your life if you really think back. It happens in all areas. So if you believe something is possible, you're gonna take actions to support that, okay? Examples. I have a client, and some of you have heard me on lives before talk about her. I just love sharing this example because it's so spot on the money of what happens here. But when she came into my program, one of my specific programs, she said, my doctor told me I need a hysterectomy and I'm gonna gain 30 pounds. And I gained 30 pounds, and am I doomed? That's what she said to me. She said, am I doomed? And I said, do you believe you're doomed? And she said, well, my doctor said that, and I gained 30 pounds. So we did a lot of work unwinding that belief and that false assumed truth, which becomes a self-imposed stop because it stops us from working towards our goal. We unwound that, stayed focused on what was possible, and she implemented some of the diet changes and workout changes I'm gonna share, because that is important too. And she not only lost the 30 pounds, she lost 10 additional ones, 40 pounds last time I chatted with her. She was on fire, feeling better than ever. All because she shifted her mindset. It had nothing to do with just trying a new diet or trying a new workout. It was for recognizing this thing that my doctor told me has become a self-imposed stop and it's not gonna serve me anymore. So just by getting rid of that, we took different actions. So whenever we believe something to be true, we will take actions to support that, okay? Another example, I'll share with you about my back. Many of you have heard that you might know or you might not know if you're new to me, that I ruptured a disc in my back 2.5 years ago. Pretty major ordeal, horrible pain. If you've had a baby, this was way worse than labor pains. Ruptured a disc in my back. It was debilitating. I lost use of my right leg. It was awful. I had emergency surgery. My disc had wrapped around my spinal cord. It was a mess. If you look at my MRI now, I literally have no disc between L5 and S1. I'm in a lot of pain from that, okay? Why am I sharing this with you? I'm obviously functioning. I'm still working out. I'm still doing things despite the pain, and I've managed the pain. But I will tell you, doctor after doctor after doctor told me I cannot work out anymore. You should not work out anymore. It's not gonna, this is just what happens. This is what happens. Give it up. Stop, change careers, do something different. Take medications, be on pain meds, all those things, right? I could have easily accepted that that's the way it is and came on here and said to all of you, hey, I ruptured a disc. I am out. I have no disc. Here's my MRI. I'm not doing this anymore. And none of you would have a concern with that. You would all say, I get it. That sucks. And you would let me go. However, that would be you validating a false assumed truth because it's not the way it has to be. It's very manageable for me. I can, by changing my diet, by changing my nutrition, by changing my workout moves, do I have pain? Yes. Is it as bad as the doctors told me it would stay? No. Not when I manage all of those things, and I keep working towards it because I believe it's possible to still thrive, okay? Does that make sense? So it's not a woo-woo thing. This is not a woo-woo thing. This is a, what do you believe, and then you'll take actions to surpass that, okay? I'm also gonna share really quick, I shared this at the beginning when I jumped on, this is the cover that comes out next month. It'll be on stands for 2 months. I'm 48 years old. They asked me on my 48th birthday to do this cover, which we just shot a few weeks ago. Another false assumed truth that would come up for many women, that that's too old, that's too late. Why? Why does it have to be? Why does it have to be? I don't believe it's too old or too late, so I keep doing it. By the way, well, I've been on 13 covers, all of them in my 40s. Every single one of them in my 40s. The biggest ones between ages 46 and 48. So I just want to share, again, you all, we are not too old and it is not too late, but we've got to unravel that belief. Okay, why am I sharing all this right now? Because I'm going to get into some nutrition and some workout stuff. I'm sharing this right now because many of you have seen I opened a community, the agingandreverse.me, agingandreverse.me. And this community is made to help women thrive as we age, like to help all these things, to really go deeper on all these levels on what's holding us back, like those false assumed truths, like those, like all of these limiting beliefs, these self-imposed stops, and all of these myths so we can help thrive. So that's why I start on that. And the community is built on that and nutrition and workouts in the back end. So I just pinned the link, by the way, on Instagram for you that you wanted to know. And then on Facebook, it's agingandreverse.me for those of you asking. Thank you. So, okay, so fat loss as we age. Let's go back there. There's a triangle. Picture it like a transformation triangle. And on the top of that triangle is changing your state. And this is critical, and it is the number one thing. You have to absolutely 110% believe it is possible. If you do not believe something is possible for you, it will not happen. Period. End of story. You have to believe it's possible first. Again, it's not woo-woo. You can't believe it's possible and just sit there. You've got to take those actions towards it. So you believe it's possible first. Number one, changing your state. Deciding it, declaring it, coming up with a vision of what you want, and stop looking for evidence of why it's not going to work. So when you go on Google, who's guilty of this? I've done it before. You are on Google and you say 50-year-old female problem. Like you write your problem. And then you go down the doomsday of why it's all bad. Have you done that? Anyone done that? Let me know if you have. I've definitely done that. And then what that does is that starts validating why something's not possible. And that's not good. So we want to unwind that. So the top of it, change your state. That is number one. After and only after have you changed your state around that and made that decision and decided you're going to stop validating false assumed truths, can we look at nutrition and workouts? And I'm going to share some very specific tips about nutrition and workouts. You ready for that? Okay, let me know. And does that make sense, you all, what I said? Let me know. Does that make sense, what I shared about that state first? Let me see some of these comments here. Your doctor told you of perimenopause and I'm going to wait. Okay, total example, Shelly. Exactly. So, Shelly, just hear me out on this. If the doctor said to you the opposite, you have perimenopause, and guess what? You're going to lose weight. And it's the best years to come. You're going to have more focus and energy than you've ever had before. What actions would you take based on that? I want you to think about this because this is so critical. This happens all of the time. So what happens typically is the doctor says what he told you. You're going to gain weight. So now what happens, instead of having the foods we know we should have and taking the movement we know we should do, we start getting a little more laid back because we're like, what's the point? I'm going to gain the weight anyway. It's true. That's what happens. But when you believe that you're about to thrive and lose weight and be your best you, everything starts to shift. You start taking those actions towards it. So that's why this is critical that we take this on first. And it's why I address this as a very first thing in my Aging in Reverse community. We address it through what I call a dive challenge, where we figure out what are all those false assumed truths holding you back from different areas of your life. Because if we don't do that, it doesn't matter what meal plan or nutrition I give you, it's not effective. Does that make sense? Got it? Okay. All right, so let's get into the nutrition and the workout part. I'm going to give you some very specific things here. And by the way, you all, when you do my Aging in Reverse community, when you just come in as even a trial member, I give you not only this dive challenge, but I also give you 2 of my best meal plans, like including the one I followed to make this happen. Okay? In 10 days, by the way, and I'll explain that in a minute. And I also give you my 4 best DVDs as a download version. You get all of that just to try out my membership site for literally $10 to try out my membership site at aginginreverse.me. So, okay. All right, I'm getting off track here. So, okay. So, number 1, change your state and all those things that go. And I could go on for a year about all the things involved in changing your state, but I want you to at least understand that concept. Number 2 is then we look at our diet. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly where to get my meal plan so you can follow it exact. But here is the general rules that if you do these things, so much is going to start to change for you. Okay? Just these things. I'm going to give you 3 things. Are you ready for them? They're so basic. You guys are going to be like, what? This is it? It's this simple. And I know how your brains work, so it's all going to be written out in a meal plan for you that you're going to be able to download at aginginreverse.me, and 2 of them. So it's all written out there, which will give you exacts. But I'm going to give you the 3 concepts right now with nutrition. Are you ready? And this is seriously all there is to it. Forget all of the information overload out there and all of the ridiculous stuff we've been told. It is seriously this simple. Number 1, unprocess your diet. Unprocess your diet. What does that mean? That means you're going to eat natural, real foods that once grew. It's as simple as that. Natural, real foods that once grew. What does that mean? That means if it had life, at one point, it's good. Vegetables, fruit, nuts, seeds, even olive oil, fish, chicken, turkey, lean meats. Natural, unprocessed, real foods. I love Joyce. Joyce notes is writing notes. I love it. Thanks, Joyce. Unprocess your diet. Now, don't get too technical on that. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. What are real, natural, unprocessed foods that I could eat? Now, if you get stuck with I don't have enough ideas, this is why I want you to get my meal plan, because this is easy. And I list out swap out options and categories, and I make it super, super easy for you at aginginreverse.me to understand and do this in the meal plans. It's so easy. But number 1, unprocess your diet. Okay. Number two, Focus on how many of the good foods you can add into your life, because that makes less room for the bad. Now, I love this rule. Why do I love this rule? Because I think if I say to you, never, ever, ever eat chocolate again, or never, ever, ever eat pizza, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. We're human. We have to live. We have to enjoy our life. So what I'm going to say instead is, it's what you do most of the time that matters. And the more of the good that you add in, the less room for the bad. It's that simple. Example, let's say you come home and you're long day, tired, stressed, and there's a piece of cake sitting there. In fact, there's a whole cake sitting there. And you're like, that cake looks good. And you're like, I'm just gonna have a bite. And then you keep going, you eat that whole cake. Okay? And then we're mad at ourselves and we're guilty and all the things. However, if we've filled up on so many of the good things today, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, nuts and seeds, drank our water, we've added in so much of the good, there's less room for the bad. And then when we have the cake, we're gonna have a bite of it. We're gonna have a much smaller piece. We're not gonna eat the whole thing. So it's that simple, that when you add in more of the good, we make so much less room for the bad. Very simple, right? It's very simple. It's as simple as that. Unprocess your diet, add in more of so much of the good that you make less room for the bad, okay? Number 3. Now, I'm not a fan of saying don't have all these millions of foods. I don't like that. I'm not gonna say don't have pizza or chocolate or all those things. I'm not gonna do that. But what I will say is there are some things I want you to absolutely take out, because this is critical, on point, critical. You've gotta take out the fake foods like artificial sweeteners. Now, why? For a lot of reasons, but here's the main ones. When you have artificial sweeteners, your body thinks it's getting those calories. So you think you're doing yourself a favor, like I'm having this, Diet Coke or this sugar-free whatever. When your body eats that, it thinks it's getting the calories, but it's not. So what happens? You crave more. You're hungry for more. You want more. So now you're getting really messed up with the cravings and the hunger and the focus, because you're thinking about that food. Your body's looking for it. And also, those artificial sweeteners wreak havoc on your hormones. So your hormones are confused. So that's not helping with the focus or clarity or energy or good mood. And then the third thing those artificial sweeteners are doing, oh my gosh, they're bloating you. They're true. If you think you've got that extra water weight or that bloat, look at that chewing gum or that diet soda. It is bloating you. So take those out. You'll do these 3 simple things in your diet, then it doesn't matter if you're following keto or Weight Watchers or IIFYM or whatever heck else you want to follow. It's that simple. Now, I know that's not enough for you. I know you want, if you're like me, you want to okay, but I want to see it printed and give me some meal combinations and all the things. And I want you to know I have all that for you. Go to aginginreverse.me. Go there right now. And I don't know how much longer I have this $10 trial, y'all, but it's literally $10. You experience the whole community, which is awesome. You get the 10-day dive to get rid of those false assumed truths. You get 2 of my best meal plans, and you get all 4 of my workout DVDs download only, just for trying out the community for $10. That's it. So it's aginginreverse.me. Aginginreverse.me. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. And let's see, I have a few questions here. It says, Kathy, I use stevia. Yep, Splenda. Okay, so let me talk about both those things. So Splenda, I would say, Kathy, that would definitely be one to go. That is a huge culprit of all of those things I discussed. Stevia, I do still use some. Here's the 2 sweeteners I do use. Stevia, a little bit, and monk fruit right now for me until I know more. But right now I will do those 2 things right now. That does not seem to have those same effects. So if you're insisting on it, I would switch to those for sure. Switch to those, okay? So let's see. I'm 50 in 2 months, and I believe it starts my mindset. Absolutely. Lillian's a member of Aging in Reverse. I love it. That's amazing. Thank you. Okay, let's see. So where am I? So if you guys are just joining me, by the way, you'll want to watch this from the beginning. But basically, I'm covering fat loss as we age, and I started with the transformation triangle, because we have to change our state first, get rid of those false assumed truths, get excited. Then we look at the nutrition and then the weight. Now, let's see. Hooked on Crystal Light. Yes, that does explain a lot, right? Crystal Light is a culprit. So is diet soda. You take that out, it changes the game. It changes the game. You don't need it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna be easy as soon as you shut it down, but to replace it with sparkling water or just water, and you will see a big change. Artificial sweeteners are terrible. Get them out of your diet. Really, really critical to get that out. Joyce, thanks for typing that, aginginreverse.me. Okay, let's see. So I discovered, okay, so the state, decide, vision, killing the false assumed truths. I highly suggest taking my 10-day dive challenge because I walk through every area of your life on this, and we nip this, we get that away. You'll have my 2 meal plans there. And by the way, funny story, I'm gonna share this. Okay, so I follow my rules, exact. I'm an unprocessed natural food eater. I focus on adding in more of the good, less room for the bad. I have a strict no to artificial sweeteners. That's one thing I never touch, never, ever, ever. And I'm also human. So I will bend it and I'll have my healthier version of things and I won't be so strict. And for the most part, I'm pretty much dairy and grain free also. That's a whole nother topic. But I'll share that my birthday was September 2nd. And my whole birthday month, I got like really into this. Well, I'm just gonna enjoy and have whatever the heck I want. So I discovered gluten-free donuts, which I wish they never invented those. But on my birthday, 2 of my friends bought me a box of donuts. 2 of them. They know how much I like those. So I had a bunch of gluten-free donuts here, and I had been letting things kind of go all month. And just to share how big of an impact this was, I was not adding in artificial sweeteners. I was still eating primarily unprocessed, but I was having like my gluten-free donuts and gluten-free pizza, and I was having more of that than I normally do. And I started getting flare-ups with my pain, my back that I explained at the beginning of this. My back started flaring up, and I knew right away it's my diet that I need to dial back in, and I started putting on some pounds because it's very easy when we're not focused on our rules and what we want for that to happen. So I felt my jeans getting a little tighter, let's just say it that way. But I was kind of like, I'll deal with it. And, but the pain was making me want to get back on things. And then I was eating my gluten-free donuts when I checked my Instagram messages, and I had a message from Strong Magazine, and they said, hey, we want to put you on our cover. And I instantly said, which is what I always say when someone asks me to be on their cover, I say, I just want to make sure you know I'm 48. And I was secretly hoping they'd say, oh no, we thought you were 30, but that's not what happened. They said, oh no, we know you're 48. We want somebody older on it. I'm like, okay, great. And I look at my husband and I'm looking at the donuts that I'm eating. And I look at my husband and the donuts and the husband, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to say no. Like, this isn't good. I've probably gained like 10 pounds of fat this month. So I'm like, okay, well, hold on. I know what's possible. I know how off track I've gotten. I'm gonna dial it in for 10 days. I'm gonna dial it in back to what I know and drop the donuts. I love what you wrote that, Joyce. So I literally took one last bite of the donut. I threw the box away. Brooks didn't want them either. I threw them away. Sorry, Jenna, because you brought me that last box, if you're watching. And I was like, let's do this. And I went and I printed out my meal plan that I'm giving you guys in Aging in Reverse. There's 2 versions there. I printed out that second version. So the step 2. And I went strict for 10 days. And this was the result. So just saying. And I have a picture, which is on my phone, so I can't show you because I'm recording here, of what I looked like that day. I'm gonna have to put those together and show you. But I'm telling you, this works. Like, and I'm living proof. At 48, I did it again, and I have not gained it back because I'm back on my plan. Because here's the thing, when you do this, and this is how you live 95% of the time, you have room for the enjoyment. I just took it a little too far in September. That's what I was doing for my birthday. But so this works. But anyways, you can get that meal plan in at aginginreverse.me. You can get all of that right there. And let's see, make sure I'm not any questions here. Okay, let's see. Hi Lisa, I see you there. Hi, organic raw cane sugar. Yeah, okay, Brenda, good question. Yes, if I'm going to have sugar, I would rather you have the real thing in small amounts. The real thing, a serving of real organic cane sugar is 30 calories, y'all. So we take it a little too far. With the, I have to like artificial sweetener out everything. So just the real thing in small amounts, I would prefer that because that's a natural food and not too much of it. Where we get dangerous is with the high fructose corn syrup, and that's not something that I do. So thanks, Shella. You're going to sign up. I love it. Yes, aginginreverse.me, and you'll get my exact meal plan plus that dive challenge. Brenda, just to circle back to the organic raw sugar, I think you said, is it good for you? It's not that it's good for you. It's just it's not bad. It's not as bad as the artificial sweeteners. Now, let me be straight, that sugar in itself is not something we should be having a lot of at all. That's linked to all kinds of things. But when you're talking about the sugar you get in a piece of fruit or a little serving of the raw sugar, this is not the issue. The issue is the high fructose corn syrup and the heavy doses of it. And an even bigger problem is those artificial sweeteners. So really, really important. Okay, am I talking fast? I feel like I'm talking fast. Let's see. Can I lose weight eating donuts and ice cream? Okay, Matt, I don't know if you're serious there, but sure. You guys, you can lose weight doing it. You can lose weight doing Snicker bars, but are you gonna thrive and be healthy? That's a whole different story. That's not necessarily the case. Hold on, I'm grabbing a water, y'all. Sorry. Meant to have my water in front of me. Okay, so, oh, by the way, artificial sweetener drinkers, switch to like a Pellegrino because that is yummy. Still water, no artificial sweeteners. So it's another way to get yourself off the diet soda and stuff like that. Okay, so I want to get into the workouts. Do you have any questions, you all, about the nutrition or about the mindset piece? Let me know. Let me know. Let's see. I don't want to miss anything here. Okay, when it comes to the workouts, I have two rules there. And this is my only two rules when it comes to workout, because you can choose whatever workout you want to do. You can choose as long as you're doing these two things. And it has nothing to do with the rep count. It has nothing to do with the time. It has to do with these two things. It's your progression and your intensity. Now, those of you that have done my programs before, you've heard me go deep here. You must progress to change your body. You have to progress. What does that mean? Think back to the very first time you lifted weights. If you did that 20 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever. What you did then will get easier over time. So what happens is a lot of times people say, oops, I gotta plug my phone in. It's like, I just realized, sorry, moving you over. I think I just froze on Instagram there. Hang on a second. Okay, there we go, we're back. Whoops, are we back Instagram? Sorry, I had to move, my charger died out there. So, okay, a lot of times what happens is we say, now I gotta squat down in a weird position to be on both phones here. This is challenging. Okay, so here's what happens. So a lot of times we say, oh, we're getting older, so it's not working like it used to. But what's really happening is it's a progression and intensity issue. We stopped progressing. So where something was easier now, we think it's just not working, but we stopped progressing. So like, let's just take, if you're lifting weights and you're doing 10 pounds and you're doing your 3 sets of 12 and you've been doing that and it was changing your body, but all of a sudden it's too easy and you're just thinking, I'm getting older. What's happening is you stopped progressing. That's what happened. So when you progress, things change for you. That's what happens, is we progress. Same with intensity. When you are intense with things, meaning you are making it intense for you. That doesn't mean you have to go be a sprinter or an Olympic athlete. You're just creating intensity for you. And when you do that, when you create intensity, that's what changes your body. So it doesn't require hours and hours. It doesn't require long stretches. It requires a progression and intensity focus. And if you don't believe me on that, like go take a plank, for example. Go hold a plank for 5 minutes. Most of you could not do that. Holding that for 5 minutes would be very challenging. It would be intense, you'd be progressing, but that would change your body. If you did a plank every day for 10 days, every day for 5 minutes. It would also change your body to go work on chin-ups every day for 5 minutes, right? So it's not about length of time, it's about progression and intensity. Make sense? Awesome. Okay, so yeah, I love it. Joanne, you're gonna sign up. Yes, totally. Do it for the $10. So, okay, the link for the $10 offer, Maria, is aginginreverse.me. And I can't type it on Facebook while I'm looking at it, but I'll do it after. But just go to aginginreverse.me and you'll see it. So what does that get you in those $10? By the way, you guys, can you see how I'm bending over right now to try to talk to you all? I'm doing a number on my back at this moment because can you see on Facebook, I've got this charged here. I'm like charging one phone and bending over in a very weird fashion to be talking to all of you. So I'll have to wrap this up in a minute, or I'm gonna have to lean like that. Does that work? Does that work? Probably not. Okay, I'm gonna lean, wait, I have to stand and bend. I think that's the only choice here. All right, standing and bending. So here's what happens. Aginginreverse.me, when you go there, I basically am putting all my workout nutrition in that community because I don't think focusing just on nutrition and workouts is the answer. I used to think that years ago. I don't think that's the answer anymore. So that is doing a disservice just to give you those things. That's what I believe. Hang on. Whoops. Still trying to find a way to balance my phone situation here. So I don't believe that that's the answer. So what I'm doing is in the community, we have a few things happening. It's a community that contains all my nutrition and workouts that I help you through all of it. That's all very much present. But the bigger focus is a lot of this change of state and how do we get you in a really good place of understanding that we can shift these false assumed truths and that everything is possible. So I do both in there. I do both in there in a very clear method that's simple and easy to follow. So what happens is when you do the trial, by the way, which is just $10. You do the trial for $10. You're gonna instantly get invited into the community to check it all out. You'll have access to the 10-day dive challenge, which takes you through a very simple, easy, and fun process to get rid of those false assumed truths. It's fun, everyone starts with that. You'll also have access to 2 of my best meal plans, including the one that got me here in 10 days. You'll have access to those to keep. You'll also have all 4 of my best workout DVDs that are body weight that you could do at home anywhere. And you get all of that literally for the $10 just for trying it out. Now, why am I doing this for just $10? Because I want you to try out the community. I want you to try it out. And I felt that $10 was the amount that would get people to at least have ownership, have a little skin in the game, and get you to have results in 10 days so you feel really good. And then you don't have to continue. You can decide to continue on with the membership if you like it and you want to be part of it and the monthly trainings, or you just get to keep my meal plans and workouts and had fun with that. So that's all it is. So it's aginginreverse.me, and we've got about, last I checked, there was almost 400 members. We just opened it up and it's awesome. People are loving it. They're loving the community. It is specifically for women who want to age in reverse. So ideally, you are a female that's in your 40s, 50s, or beyond. I don't exclude other ages, but I'm 48, so that's who I'm really sharing with. So that's where you can get it. So aginginreverse.me. But yeah, so let's see. I'm gonna take some more questions. Let's see. Oh, hi. Let's see. It took me a week to hold a plank for 4 minutes. Yeah, it's not exactly easy, Ellie. Progression intensity. Thanks, Joyce. I love that Joyce Notes is sharing her notes. I have melanoma and yes, absolutely, definitely by the way, speaking of melanoma, do you guys see this on my eye right here? Do you see that? You know what that is? So upset. I had I don't know if you've seen this on my social media. I had a definite scare on my back, which ended up being benign, but this was basal cell carcinoma, which is from my years in my 20s of being tanorexic. I haven't gone in the sun in years. So in about 2 weeks, I'm having something called Mohs surgery. Have you guys ever heard of that? Where they go in and they remove it piece by piece. And so I will have an eye patch for like 2 weeks. That'll be really fun. So I'm working through some false assumed truths there. But that'll be, I'll be doing my lives with an eye patch in a couple weeks when they go in and remove that whole situation. I don't know what I'm gonna look like after. But anyways, that's a whole different topic. Let's see, are the workouts online? Missy, they're a DVD form that you can download, but yeah, you'll watch them online. So you can do them on your device. You don't have to wait for like a ship to DVD. Let's see, great job. Alita, do you like it? Thank you, you guys, the aging in reverse community is so awesome. I'm so excited for the women that get to go through this. Yes, I love it. You had the Mohs done on your chest, Joanne? I got scared today at the doctor because he was like, they don't know how big it is underneath. That's the problem. And it's like behind my eye and I don't even know. That's the kind of stuff I don't like to like think into. I'll just have to wait. It's totally different than full body reset, Jackie. Nothing like it at all. Completely different than full body reset. So full body reset was a full detailed nutrition, workout, mindset program. Aging in Reverse is all new content as far as the monthly training sessions. They are all on deeper topics, like, for instance, October is all about confidence. And then we've got a whole month on people pleasing and getting over that. So they're much bigger topics. And then I share every month, I add in nutrition and workout information to have that. But it's not like Full Body Reset where you go through different modules and videos and all of that. This is one major training a month. And then you get the mini trainings and all the support material and the community. And you got to check it out. Do the $10 trial and check it out. You can see it's a super fun community. It's all like gamified. You get points for prizes. It's a fun thing to be in. So yeah, let's see. Yes, and Mitz, let's see, what did you just write there? She wrote, it got cut off. She said, gaining weight, tired, and have fibromyalgia. Also trying to eat healthier. I'm thinking it will help in these areas. Yes. Absolutely do it. Dina, how much is it after the trial? If you join after the trial, Dina or Dinah? Dina, if you join after the trial, it's $39 a month, and you can cancel anytime. And you'll see it's a simple checkbox. You can say I'm out or I'm in. My hopes is that you love it and you want to stay in. But it's $10 just to try it. Let's see. Shannon, do I address increasing growth hormone? I do not address that, but I'm happy. I will be addressing hormones throughout the community because it's a very big part of aging. But no, I don't at that beginning part. Let's see. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm not missing any questions here. Yep, aginguniverse.me is the link. Awesome. Shelly's signing up. I'm excited. Yes, who's in, you guys? Tell me if you're in. Say I'm in so I can celebrate you. Hi, Mary. I see you there. Hi, let's see. Are you guys in? Let me know if you're in. Whether you are already in or you're in. Let's see. I went to Sloan and had Okay. Thank you. I'm not going to think about the Mo's anymore. Eye patches are hot. That's my husband. Thanks, babe. My husband's on watching and he just said eye patches are hot. That's so nice. Thanks, babe. You're in, Joanne. I love it. Yay, you're in. I'm so excited. You guys join in because we have a live call coming up in the group too, and I want to make sure you're in on that. So, all right, guys, I'm going to jump in. Thanks, Carla. I'm so excited that you're in. Yes, Brenda, you're in. I love it. Lots of you saying you're in. I love it. Was this live helpful tonight too? I'll do some more coming up. Who's giving me the angry? Who is giving me the angry faces? I love when people come on live and give angry faces. Like, I didn't invite you on if you want to give angry faces. Let's see. Jackie, you're in. Car, you're in. Why not? I love it. Brenda, yes. Yes, I love it. Shella. Oh my gosh, so many of you in. I love it. It's going to be such a fun community. You guys, this community is just getting started. You have no idea. I have so many fun plans for it. We're going to be doing retreats. You want to be in. Especially if you are a female in your 40s, 50s, and beyond and are ready to age in reverse. This is happening. This is going to be amazing. Missy, yes. If you love 7 Day, you're going to love this even more. I love it. And you think it's helpful? Awesome, Carla. Cool. I know what's up with the angry. Seriously, Alita. What's going on there? Flops is saying hi. Can you guys see him? There's Flops. Can you see his tail waving? Still no. All right, y'all. I'm holding my phone awkwardly while it's charging here. So I will come back on and do more lives because I like doing this. And I cannot wait to see so many of you in the community. All right. Love y'all. Bye.